Hello and welcome to this pick a card reading for the week ahead. So this is for the 15th to the 21st of September, although please know if this is finding you at another time, there will still be relevant messages here for you. We have reached the second week, the second half of the eclipse portal. At the end of the week on the 21st, we'll be closing out with the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo. So just know that the energies that have been present for the last week and that build up to that last week are still going to be kind of the theme of what is going on. This transformation, letting go, purging element of what is no longer serving us is still very much the theme. But it is the second half. It is almost over. There are 3 piles to choose from, 1, 2, and 3. Pause the video, take a moment, see which pile you're the most drawn to. Timestamps are in the description box below, so you can skip ahead to your reading. If you'd like to reach out for a personalised one-to-one reading with me, I have availability. My details are in the description box down there too. I also offer intuitive energy healing and mentorship if either of those you feel the call to reach out for. I would absolutely love to work with you. With that, I will see you in your reading. Pile 1, hello, welcome to your reading. If you picked this pile, you picked the card Exchanging Gifts in the Reverse. So this is a new deck of mine, so I'm actually going to read from the book. Give me a little bit of a chance to get to know the deck a bit better, and then we'll pull some tarot and some oracle cards after I've read it. So this is, because it's in the reverse with this deck, this means it's a protection message, and it says, be careful what you pray for, because you might just get it and then realize you don't want to face the hefty price tag that comes with it. You may find yourself in a situation you've always desired, but know that you will have to walk away from or even fail at it because you can't or won't pay the dues it asks of you. If you want to be a famous musician, you have to practice your craft every day. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to be responsible for managing the money and paying the taxes. Even a windfall bears a cost. It's okay though, because Spirit will help you achieve balance over time. Another message here reminds you that being only the giver and not the receiver plays out in many relationships in your life, where you find yourself in victim mode, in a codependent dynamic, or holding on to a false sense of control. Others may push you to continue to prove yourself. The time has come to distance yourself from this kind of imbalance. Being aware of the need for both give and take is the first step to your true destiny. It's all good and getting better. Not only can you handle this, but you can flourish as a result. So the biggest thing there that was coming out for me was the word balance. But let's see what the tarot has to say for you, pile 1. Let's delve a bit deeper for the week ahead. Okay, all reversals. So there's definitely that heavy indication on that protection and the needing to maybe reassess things. Reverse cards in tarot generally mean that something is in its detriment, it's not comfortable, something needs a bit more attention. And we'll start here with the 10 of Pentacles. Pentacles is the earth element, so it speaks of our humanness, is what I always say. It's pentacles, it's coins, it can be money, but everything of our stability, groundedness, rootedness, our body, our physical health. And with this, there's actually a element coming through of the negative energy around wealth. It's about, it can indicate losses, and it can indicate this level of chasing. And this is like chasing something that you think, and like tying it into this exchanging gifts part, this chasing of something that you think is going to give you stability and security. But with this, it's like, but it's not, with this in the reverse. So with this card saying that like something's going to kind of come through, but you're going to realize it's not what it seems. You're going to realize it's not actually offering you what you desire, because the desire here will be the 10 of Pentacles in the upright, which is this level of worldly human abundance. This, like, whatever it may be, whether it is the job with the big paycheck or this family unit, this person, or potentially, like, if you're going with your body of the earth, like, I don't know, whatever you imagine that beautiful, perfect body to be. And all bodies are beautiful and perfect, but we all tend to have an image of what we want and desire for ourselves. So something's going to land this week where you're going to realize that what you have been chasing is actually not giving you the stability that you actually crave and desire. It's not going to give you what you want. And then we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. And the Queen of Swords in the reverse, she's not she's not happy when she's upside down. This can talk about needing to use your words wisely this week, and actually, like, step out of the Queen of Swords energy, which is real clear communication. So clear communication is definitely needed, but I'm feeling this level of, like, dropping down into your heart space and actually trying to guide yourself in a way that is connected with your head, with the clarity, with the logic that the Queen of Swords has in abundance. Like, she's got integrity and she is honest. She is direct, but in, like, a calm manner where she can really get her point across. And there's something here about really needing to bring in that heart space, this wishing, and communicating it clearly, whether this is with a person or with yourself or with the universe. Because what will be offered to you this week in this offering of something that you're like, no, it's just not right. It's not this happy family picture that I desire and imagined. And then finding a way to connect the truth of your heart space and these desires with that of your mind, of your mouth, to communicate it outwards. Because we also have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. And this is a card that talks about resisting the inevitable. It's actually, like, in the upright, it's a card about, yes, painful endings, but it's these painful endings that are needed to start a new cycle. So what are you resisting this week? It's going to be highlighted to you through the week. And it's about really connecting head to heart to be able to see how you can actually assist yourself in truly letting go. And this ties very much then into this second week of the eclipse, because this is a portal of letting go and transforming. So I feel like there have been rumblings of this already with the last week. Let's just get some more tarot for you. Ooh. Okay. And these are to clarify the cards above them. And to clarify that Ten of Pentacles, we have the Three of Wands in the reverse. And so this is a card that can talk about your fears blocking your movement and delays in things. And it feels as if the truth that's coming through is going to bring up fear, worry, anxiety. This saying, like, you can't push forwards when you know that things aren't right. This is protection, this alignment. So don't fear that getting yourself off the path, off the dreaming path you've been on, or whatever you've been actively working towards on, is going to actually take you further away from it. Because with this spread, it's like, no, what will get you closer to this dream of which you desire is actually this letting go, releasing of the path you've been on, or an aspect of the path you've been on. It doesn't have to be the whole path. And we also have the Hanged Man there, the Hanged Man in reverse, which is the clarification for the Queen of Swords in the reverse. And this is a card that talks about stagnation and holding on to something that isn't meant for you. So there's a lot of this energy. What are you holding on to that is not good for you, that is preventing you from moving forwards, that is preventing this new doorway from opening? We don't want to stagnate. So bringing that clarity of heart and head through, that through line, that connection, to help you push through this stagnation, help you push you towards getting all that it is that you desire. And the Nine of Wands is the clarification for the Ten of Swords. And this is a card that talks about holding on to old stories and the need to let go of the old, whatever you've been battling through, pushing through, whatever your fire has been oomping towards, a need to let that go, because it's trapping you, it's exhausting you, it's preventing this new doorway from either appearing or preventing you from stepping through it. So there's such a big shift coming through this week. So really, really spending time in your head space and your heart space and connecting the two to make sure they're aligned, that the actual visuals of what is happening is aligned to of your heart. And it feels like this week they won't be. You're going to really see, you're going to really realize that they're not, but accepting that, making peace with that this week, I think will be of great service to you. Let's get you some more cards. The Serpent. Rebirth, unconventionality and non-conformity. It is okay to get off the path that you are on, whether that's just a trail of thought or a physical path. Breaking the rules, breaking your own inner system, breaking the conditioning. This eclipse portal is all about this transformation and this letting go and this rebirth. That's the offering of eclipse portals, as hard as they may be and uncomfortable as they may be. And I would also recommend two things with this card coming through: serpent energy, working with that, but also here with the 3 roses. Yellow roses are friendship. So really leaning in to your support network, your friends, your family, your therapists, whatever it may be, to help you, to assist you, to guide you through. Lean into what is stable and brings you comfort and joy, to assist you in letting go of whatever this is highlighting, whatever this letting go aspect is for you. Get the card. Letting go. I mean, when the cards speak loudly, they speak loudly. This is truly going to be a week of letting go and surrendering to all the messages that have already been coming through to you. Nothing here is going to be something you don't already know, because we are like midway through the eclipse portal. So things would have already been highlighted. I feel like it's just really in the accepting so that you can rise up. This figure here, her leg is actually tied to this ship, trying to rise, this doorway here, this gateway on offer. And we've got this figure here, which almost makes this doorway look scary because it's unknown. But actually this doorway is more through to this 10 of Pentacles in the upright of what you actually desire. But it's about this cutting ties, letting go. With this, with the card, with what this exchanging gift says, it could be that something really does come through this week. Maybe it's that somebody makes contact that you weren't expecting. An offer gets made in some way. Something coming through as with exchanging gifts, as a gift, as an offering. Spirit's going to offer you something. Here you go, on a plate. This is for you. And you're going to feel in your gut that you're like, oh no, I know I ordered that pizza before, but now I don't want those toppings. And trusting yourself in that so that you can actually let go and move forwards. Cut those ties. Let's get you another card. So usually I pick the decks I'm using beforehand, and I haven't. I've just got my box next to me, and I'm like, oh, which ones? Okay, a personal issue reaches a resolution, and then the balsamic moon with a time for healing. This is a full moon in Cancer. Full moons are about releasing. They are about a completion stage. They are about letting go. Things needing to be released, to be transmuted. Cancer is all in our feels. It is our water, it is our emotions. So this really is coming to a head. And it may even be that you've already felt the rumblings, or you already knew, oh, I ordered that pizza and it's going to come and I don't want those toppings, and you already knew. So you know that this pizza is going to be offered to you on a plate. But it's with the actual offering, it's with this coming forwards that you can be like, no. You're already feeling the rumblings, but you're like, oh, oh no, this is going to be uncomfortable. This is going to be awkward. I don't know what to do. How do I say it? Especially with the Queen of Swords in the reverse. How do I speak my mind clearly? How do I speak with clarity and integrity and honesty? Queen of Swords also just have that awareness of, we can cut ties, we can let go, we can speak our truth that is honest, that may hurt people because of the honesty of our words, without really jabbing the sword in and hurting. We can speak our truth and not be mean with it. Stand our ground and in our power with it. Even, like I said, when we know words may hurt. And that's okay. It's okay that they hurt because it's your truth, but you can still deliver it in a kind way. Cancer's all soft and mushy, it's crabby. So there is this level of like paying attention to that emotional landscape. So you're honoring yours, but also not jabbing that knife into other people's. And then a time for healing. This is what it's going to open up to. This letting go will also have this reverberation of healing, because it does feel like this is going to be heavy for you. I know I'm using that example of a pizza, which is obviously not the most serious of things, but we'll continue with it because I've been using it. So you're like, no, don't want that pizza anymore. Send it back, not for me. And then actually sitting and mourning that that pizza wasn't right. And this will be a part of it. This really, really releasing aspect, really feeling the pain of this releasing, allowing it to come through, because the Ten of Swords in the upright is about these painful endings. They're inevitable and they have to happen, and they give us a new beginning, and that's wonderful. But the reason we resist it and hold on is because we don't want to deal with the pain. Lean into your truth, lean into the pain of it this week, and allow this healing energy to come through for you. Some final cards, please, for my pile one for the week ahead. Okay. Oh, I'm moving everything. Council of Light, divine orchestration, help us in the subtle realm. Lean on that Council of Light this week. They're here, they're guiding you. They're the ones orchestrating all of this anyway, divine orchestration. This is to help you get to where you want to be. Trust in it, lean into it, call on them for support. Your guides, your gurus, your ancestors, your spirit animals, whatever it may be. They'll be really of assistance. Tap into that space this week. And then we have here, share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution and expression. That Queen of Swords in the reverse. This is about using your voice. This is about communicating, whether that is to a person or on your platform or within your family, or, you know, whatever your circumstance may be. To the pizza delivery man. this is going to help. This is this doorway, this opening to a whole new world. You're going to be, this is to take you out of the cave you have been in. This is to take you through this new doorway, this new beginning. So really trust in it. I will leave it there for you, pile one. I hope this helped. Please comment, like, share, subscribe, do all of those things. They really help the channel, and it is a great form of energetic exchange for this. And if you want a bit more assistance this week, if you need some more guidance, help in any part of this with your journey, safe space for holding, re-energizing, anything like that, please reach out. My services and all my details and stuff are in the description box below, and I would absolutely love to be of assistance to you. I will see you in my next reading. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. If you picked this card, this is the Here and Now. So this is a new deck, so I'm actually going to read a little bit from the book for you to begin, and then we will get into it with some tarot. So the Here and Now Oracle's message says, everything happens in the now, in the present. Only this moment counts. You have what it takes to handle anything today if you let go of the need to look into the future or reflect on the past. Be present and notice what is going on right now. This very moment has the potential for you to create miracles in your life. So a nice, clear, concise message there about staying present, really being in this here and now, so you can really, really just be, and that you can see things with clarity. We get all muddled up if we are looking at the past and looking into the future, because the past is, for one, it's done, and secondly, we reimagine it. When we speak of things that have happened in the past, and especially the longer time has been from said past bit, we retell it in a way that like we change the stories, and it's not even necessarily intentional, it's just what our mind does. And then the future, well, that we don't know, so it's foggy, it's unveiled, so it's not that clear. So being very present in the moment will really assist you this week. Just be where you are. Be with whatever is coming up. Be with whatever situations you are in. Be. Simply be in the moment. So your tarot for the week ahead is the Eight of Wands in the reverse, the High Priestess in the upright, and then the Four of Swords in the reverse. Eight of Wands in the reverse. So wands are the fire element. They speak of our fire. They speak of our passion, our desires that push forwards in the world. And the Eight of Wands is a card that talks about instability and delays. It means that your energy is unfocused and you may even potentially be in burnout, which is why this here and now could very much be coming through, because all of the turbulence that is occurring will be necessary, because it always is. Whatever's happening is always necessary. But with whatever is going on, it's causing this instability and this worries and these fears and this stuff to come up. And this is why this is this encouragement of just being in the present and not trying to unpick what's happening in the present because of the past, or trying to push towards that future. This is kind of like this is a pause. This talks about delays, but with this, it's also saying pause. Take a moment, just be in the now. This is not a time for pushing forwards. Definitely not a time for going backwards either. Be in the moment. Because the High Priestess, a wonderful card to have in the upright. What is she great at? Being in the here and now. Yes, she's divinely connected and can see all, she knows all. But she just taps in. She connects in. She spends time in meditation, tapping into her intuition, into the spiritual experience, into this connection with Source, with God, with Creator. So allowing this right now. Entering into meditative space to allow silence and stillness, as opposed to into a space to gain any sort of clarity and insight. I feel like that will come naturally. But for right now, it's just about the stillness, the being. And with the Four of Swords in the reverse, this also talks about burnout and a need for recovery. dedicating time to yourself, to your self-care, to looking after you. So if you can, I would, with this suggestions, I would cancel all plans and just be, or at least be present in the moments that you have to be in. But take any opportunity to retreat and rest and look after yourself. Take all of them this week. Take every single moment that you can, because it will really assist you in moving forwards. Energy is low during eclipse portals because there's so much going on. It kind of like zaps us. So really allowing the space so that you're not so zapped, like allowing space for that recuperation and recovery. And we have the Justice card as the clarification for the Eight of Wands in the reverse. And the Justice card is in the reverse. And so this talks about an imbalance. Things aren't like, yeah, things aren't balanced. And this is what all of this is calling for you to be in balance. So spending time to realign yourself. Every aspect of self. Making sure everything is fair and just. And we have the Page of Cups in the reverse for the High Priestess. And the Page of Cups here is a card that talks about missing the signs. Things are blocked. Even a card that can talk about being overly sensitive, because Cups is our emotional landscape. And so with the High Priestess, who is very calm, collected, cool, she can also be described as like cold, because she's so just divinely connected. It's then with the Empress we bring it back down to the heart space. And so with this being overly emotional potential of the Page of Cups and missing the signs, tapping into, and then Justice can talk about law and order, and very like it's Libra, also that air element, mind, into your mind space to be able to find clarity and balance, actually bringing yourself out of your heart space a bit and into your mind. Not because your heart space is bad or wrong, but it's kind of like, it's got a lot, there's a lot going on in your heart space at the moment, whether that's heartbreak, grief, and this worry that you're holding at your heart, these sensitivities, and how you can get them more in alignment so you can lean more into synchronicity, be more in touch with that heart space and doors open, be leaning into the mind space to get the clarity and bringing that then down to your heart. Because we also have the Hanged Woman in the reverse. And this is a card that talks about holding on to something that isn't meant for you. So that with this emotional landscape, there could be a releasing of something. But whatever this is that has affected your heart space is affecting your mind. And we need that clarity. We need them all to be in service and work. This stagnation that this talks about is actually this pause we're requiring. Be in the moment, pause, meditate, relax, self-care, bubble baths, whatever it may be, whatever works for you. But just allowing the space to really come back to the present. We have heart for you. Emotional awakening, intuition, and following your heart. How funny. This is the requirement to be able to do this. Your heart space, the overwhelm, the tidal waves that are occurring, to bring it back into the state of balance so that you really can follow your heart. But this level, emotional awakening, something has occurred to affect your emotional landscape, heartbreak, grief, suffering, something that's really knocked you. We need to tap back in, High Priestess, to this intuition, pause, really allow this clarity to come through, clarity of mind that's coming from source. Clearing the way, clearing the space, blank canvas, so that your heart can start to ease, the waters can start to calm, and then you can follow your heart yet again. This Four of Swords here, she's got this weaving of this red thread around her coming from the heart. So this does very much feel like it will be linked to some sort, whatever has affected your heart space, whatever has caused that pain. The path. 22. Balance. Bringing in balance for yourself. Balance of mind and heart. The pathway is going to open. End of the eclipse portal is the end of the week. So we're still in the midst of it. So right now, there's no pushing forwards. We don't need to know the pathway forwards. We just need to be and allow, see what unfolds, reconnect with self. Very much a week of withdrawal from the world as much as you can. But the withdrawal is to tap you into your heart space. And then we have these. If you had any draw to pile number 1, I recommend it because it's the exact same moon cards that came out. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. Full moons are about completion, letting go, releasing. Cancer is about this heart space, our emotions. But there's something here. And there is this, with this, the here and now, letting go of the past, stop focusing on the past. Letting it be, getting yourself really aligned with the present and stop focusing on the past. Because this week is a time for healing, a time for being. It's for healing that past now. But you can't heal the past by being in the past. You heal the past by being in the present. So really allowing that this week. Some final cards if you pile 2. Starseed and Priestess. So if there's any fear, worries, doubts about what the future may hold, don't. This is all to get you in alignment, and everything of this past has been purposeful for the present and then for the future. But it is time to let it go. Starseed, what lights you up? In fact, you have 2 questions. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? I always say when questions come up, take them away and journal them. So part of this being here now, present, tapping in, tuning in, have these questions with you. What lights you up and how are you being called to step up and lead? Because that is this movement forwards for you. And it will not, your past has led you here. Your past has given you the tools. Your past has given you the experiences necessary. All of those things, it's been necessary. But there's like a cutting here, that rebalancing, this awakening aspect, so that you can stop stagnating, so that you can push forwards. There's great things wanting to come through you. You are like, this is purposeful, in divine alignment. So yeah, take those questions with you. What lights you up and how are you being called to step up and lead? But there's no action this week. It's just about being. I will leave it there for you, pile 2. I hope this helped. Please like, share, subscribe, do all those things. It really helps the channel and I really appreciate it as a form of energetic exchange. If you'd like to reach out for a more in-depth personalized reading, my details are in the description box below. I also offer intuitive energy healing and spiritual mentorship if either of those call to you also. And I will see you in my next reading. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. If you picked this card by the book, this is your pile. This is a new deck, so I'm actually going to read a little bit from the book to begin, and then we'll get into some tarot. So the Oracle's message is, the divine universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles that provides a framework for human experience and evolution. The law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, the law of compensation, and the law of nature are only a few that are known. These principles create perfect order and operate within a kind of precision beyond human understanding. Even revolution has its place in universal law. Human beings, in turn, have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behavior, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. This is time to learn these laws and conform to them, rather than being the rebel and flouting them. When this card appears, submit to structure and follow the rules, even if they seem to make no sense. Release resistance, for universal laws will correct any disharmony. Open your eyes to those universal laws and it will be easier to go by the book this time. So there's obviously a lot here coming through about structure in this and balance. Like actually allowing these structures, these rules, conforming to something to bring you a level of harmony, even if it feels, as it says, uncomfortable. There's a purpose in this. There's something about things you have learned or rules that you try and go against. These three elements in line, like getting in line, getting in flow. And we've got this, there's something here ancestral coming through, because it's almost like, you know, this aging. We've got, you know, littler. So there's something about this growth by the book. Let's see what the tarot has to say, because I'm getting a bit of a feeling that the energy is a bit different. Let's see what the tarot says. Take those two together. I actually feel, this is the instinct I was getting here, it's actually going against what the book says. It's more about stepping out of conditioning and rules and things that may have been passed down to you. So whether that is caregivers, parents, school institutions, society at large. Because there's, with this spread, there's this releasing, there's this letting go. There's confusion here in the Two of Swords. It's in the reverse. Things not being seen clearly. It's a difficult choice. And it feels like there's this difficult choice about going your own way, or the way you want to, the way you desire to, and the way in which you've been taught, or the way in which society tells you to go. With the Tower in the reverse, and the Tower is always about breakthroughs, chaos, upheaval. And I always view the Tower in the reverse as the tower you see coming. So you see this coming, you see the chaos and upheaval and disaster that may come from your decision. But that also then speaks of the disaster that may come if you follow a path that you do not want to follow, that is not actually aligned to you. And then there's more confusion of the mind here with the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Stuck in your mind, feeling stuck, keeping your truth inside. But the Five of Cups there underneath it, saying release. Allow this to release. Allow the grieval's not a word, grieving and disappointment, the brokenness, everything that will affect the heart space of this. Because it's like you need to tend to the heart. You need to allow the healing to come through in order to be able to navigate. And it feels like there will be like pain, even then in the figure. You've got this little, almost like family unit, towing the line, trotting off in this direction, la 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 la. And this, the confusion, because you're wanting to go this way and there is a pull this way. And you know the chaos and upheaval that will come from really pushing in the direction you desire. And then this solo figure here, because this part of this looking, worried here, looking that way. This releasing here. It involves a really like solo step as such. So I really do feel like this is actually more going against the book, against the family system, against society. And it will feel that this chaos upheaval may just be within your own systems, because we are creatures of comfort. Like we find change and shifts, and that breaking free very uncomfortable, which is why so many of us in society do toe the line, because it makes sense. It's easier. But we have here the Six of Swords. This is a card about transitions and movements. It's a rite of passage and a transition to a different shore. Trusting in it. Trusting in this movement forwards, in the direction that makes sense to you. This person, this is swords, still so much swords, so much of the mind here. Knowing that it is going to cause, so Three of Cups in the reverse. Knowing that it is going to cause disputes, potentially. Knowing that it's going to make you feel left out of a path you were walking on. But it's about valuing yourself, because the Queen of Pentacles in the upright, she is self-assured. She's a queen. She's a self-made person and can support herself, wealth and abundance, and she is grounded. And it's really guiding you to that. Really feeling this energy of like stepping out on your own, and it's towards this for you. So don't fear the discomfort. And then we have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. So don't fear the discomfort when it may bring, that it's going to bring disharmony. It will whack you out of balance. Just slow down and ease into it. This is a week of slowness. So I feel like this will be much more a week of accepting this, really knowing what you have to do, and potentially start within your mindscape of the accepting of this transition, this movement. Wayfarer, contemplation, search for truth and inner guidance. This always reminds me of the Hermit in Tarot. So once again, there's such an energy of stepping out on your own. The Hermit trots off like Gandalf. Up a mountain he goes with his light source, because he is soul searching. It's introspection, searching for the truth that is within us, that is connected to source, this inner guidance. Allow yourself to be guided from the truth of who you are. Your truth, pile 3. No matter what chaos may come from it, disharmony, no matter who may turn their back on you, or that you have to turn your back on, this is this level of grieving here, because it's guiding you towards this. Trust in it. Trust in the messages you've been getting. Trust in what will be shown to you this week. Oh, that one can stay on the floor. Oh, that one can stay on the floor. Okay, so there's definitely something. That's 3 cards. I've gone straight to the floor. So something about letting stuff go. Self-care. Look after yourself this week. Tend to yourself. Tend to your inner waters. Really allow time, space. Simply be is a theme across the 3 piles. And it makes sense. Second week of the eclipse. Just allowing. Surrender to the divine. You and your loved ones are safe. Full moons, release, contemplation. Surrender to the divine. Releasing what doesn't serve us, completion. Surrender into everything that has been rising up. Trust in the divine plan and trust in the guidance that you are getting, however uncomfortable it may be. And trust, new moon in Cancer, with this new seeds, this new beginning that will be offered. You are safe, your loved ones are safe. This is not just in divine alignment for you, it's in divine alignment for anybody around you. It's really trusting in that space and nurturing yourself, the self-care. And that even if you're cutting ties, turning your back, causing this chaos and upheaval that's coming through, everyone is safe, held and loved by spirit. But there are new beginnings. Trust in the moment, even if you feel ungrounded and unstable. If we can surrender, the more we can surrender, the more you will find your footing. Some final cards. Okay. Warrior woman and priestess. Have you answered your deepest calling, and how are you being called to step up and lead? Cutting the ties that need to be cut. Warrior woman, stepping into your power. This is to guide you towards this Queen of Pentacles, this priestess, this warrior woman. But what do you need to turn your back on? What do you need to cut ties with? What is not serving you? What structures? What conditioning? This may not be cutting ties with anybody. It may just all be within yourself, that you need to cut ties with ways of being and things you have learned so that you can step forward into a whole new way of thinking. This could be about cutting people out. This could be about standing up in your truth and saying, no, I don't want to do it this way, I'm doing it this way, despite whatever people may think. It's about getting you into your space of leadership, and your leadership is about getting you onto your throne. And this doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a leader of people, just a leader, a priestess within your own reality, your own world, your own life. You're stepping into your power. Trust, surrender, free fall, trust. I will leave it there for you, pile 3. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe, give me a comment, whatever. It's a great form of energetic exchange for this reading, and I really appreciate it. If you'd like to reach out for a more in-depth personalized reading, my details are in the description box below, and I would absolutely love to work with you. Have a great week.